How are you doing, brother?
I'm actually good, man. Things are doing really well. First of all, thank you for having me. Thank you, indeed, for having me on y'all show. It's just a pleasure. Right now, I'm having, my voice is being heard. There's a lot of people who are rolling with me. Some of them ain't. Some people are surprised. They only see me for the movies. Didn't realize I'm opinionated. I got things in my mind. Even the level of my thinking. A lot of people are surprised. I guess they see you in a movie, think you're just a comedian, an actor.
Right.
But I'm enjoying it, man. The love is crazy right now. The love is crazy.
No doubt, man. So look, a lot of people don't know your story, man. So we not gonna be here all night, man. But I want to go back. I want to go back to the beginning, and I don't want it to be as routine as a lot of interviews that you have done before. You know what I'm saying? Me and you have talked numerous of times, man. But I feel like you being a hometown hero, man. You got a very interesting and inspirational story, man. So let's start from the beginning, man. I know. So your mother is German, your father's African American. They were your father was stationed in the military. So start from there. Talk a little bit about that.
All right, I'll try to move it as fast as possible because I know we will get to some juicier stuff. My mother was white, German, and my father was black. They met in Texas. They had me. 2 weeks later, my father went to Germany. We moved to Germany. I stayed in Germany until I was 11 years old. And then from 11 years old, I moved to the inner city of DC, and goddamn, it was a culture shock. Them niggas stole my bike. They stole my bike on day one. You dirty motherfuckers. I didn't leave your bike out in front of the house. When I was in Germany, they throw the bike in front of the house and go in the house.
Yeah.
I live in an apartment. Huh?
Not in DC, you couldn't do it like that no more, huh?
Into the apartment complex, into the elevator, all the way up to the fucking press shit for a glass of water and ride my bike back down the elevator. Serious like that in the hood. So I learned my lesson, but it gave me a perspective I didn't know about at the time.
No doubt. Now, a lot of people may not know this, man, because you got the Vin Diesel thing going on, man. So you know what I'm saying?
Mother Nature, nigga, okay? Mother Nature.
Yeah, man.
It wasn't for Mother Nature, I still have the motherfucker, okay? It ain't like,
so how was it, man? Like,
huh? I said, ain't nobody shaving all their hair off just for the hell of it, nigga, okay? This is Michael Jordan era, nigga. This happened because Mother Nature said, fuck it. Got me fan and shit.
All right, man. So being a, what I'm saying, being, a mixed child, man, living in the DC area, man, like, tell me what was that like, man? Because growing up here, man, I didn't run across a lot of brothers that was mixed kids. Even though I look at you as a brother, so it is during that time. Is that when you learn to sharpen up your sword as far as like that mouthpiece, man? Because you sharp with it and you quick with it.
Right. Well, no, we call it joning here. Some people call it capping, bagging, snapping, whatever part of the country you're from. We call it joning. The crazy thing about, I really have to be thankful that I grew up in Germany for the first 10 years. I grew up around white people, blacks, Mexicans, went to my school, Asians and shit. So I grew up in them years, them young years, from, 0 to 10. I grew up around that. Unfortunately, a lot of people in the hood didn't grow up around that. They grew up around mostly black people, went to black schools, only had black feelings and stuff. So it's kind of new to them when they encounter a white kid or Asian kid. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to really enact. And I saw that from being, like I said, raising. So I understand that. And I understand the pride black folks have too for being black and not necessarily wanting everybody to come and get some of their good, inside gumbo. I call it gumbo and shit.
No doubt.
From us without, being representing, saying you took it from us. You know what I'm saying? So I get that too. So when I got to DC, I had long flowing hair like Prince on his first album and shit, nigga. That wasn't the look you wanted and shit, okay? It might look good to the girl. The girl said, oh, he's so cute, got that good hair. But niggas that look like you, nigga, didn't like it, nigga. And you niggas got on my ass about this shit. Oh, bitch ass, look at you looking like a girl and shit. You know what I mean? I wish my shit was nappy in the back like y'all. My shit could just be nappy back here like y'all might take me in better. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn quick. And I think it was a little hateration back then when I was young, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? When fellas like yourself, look like yourself, saw the honeys like D hollering at a nigga with the nice hair, the bars looking shit, Y'all was like, hold on, nigga, I can't get no hot comb. That's my sister's hair, nigga. Fuck you. And I had to deal with it, but it was what it was, So I grew up quickly, man, in the hood. I grew up quickly learning you know, the things to do and not to do.
No doubt.
I'll tell anybody, man, it's a little bit rough, brother. You know, there's a lot of love in the hood. I will say that. There's a lot of love, but it comes from toughening you up first, motherfucker. You know, we unfortunately, it's like now it's changed a little bit now, a little bit, kind of. But when I grew up, it's first kick your ass and then we'll pick you up and dust you off, nigga, to let you know you in the lion's den, nigga. You got to learn to live in this lion's den. Opposed to outside when I was growing up, you know, 8 years old, you know, you had all the amenities I needed, you know, I was sheltered from a lot of negativity and shit like that. You know, kids 6, 7 years old in the hood, hear gunshots, fighting, all kind of shit. I didn't grow up with that, you know what I'm saying? For the first till I was about 11 years old. So when I got to, like I said, in the DC area, and then I moved to Maryland, which is right on the outskirts. I moved right like a place called Seat Pleasant, Capitol Heights, which ain't nothing but a small DC, nigga. Okay.
PG County.
Huh?
I'm from PG County.
Okay, so you know what it is. So when your mother and father got a $1 raise, they moved their ass up.
And that's exactly what happened. My daddy moved from Northeast to Capitol Heights.
Okay, that's all right. And it was really just Northeast, Capitol Heights. That's all it was. It was Capitol Heights, Northeast. So yeah, if you had some money, you out in Bowie and Mitchellville. That's a whole different story, you know. So
that's what happened next. Absolutely.
So yeah, I grew up like that, man. But it was a beautiful experience. It makes me tough, you know. Unfortunately, some people still think they see this and think, oh, nigga, you a Hollywood nigga, you soft, whatever. You got the wrong nigga fucking with me. You've seen it. You know what I'm saying? Of course. Yeah, it is what it is. So
yeah, no doubt. So look, man. And I want to, you know, like I said, man, a lot of people get it twisted, man, thinking, okay, this Red brother, you know, he this, he that, man. But you know, a lot of people may not know, man, but you had a run-in, man, with the legendary Shower Posse back in the day. Talk about that, man. Talk about that experience.
Yeah. Well, when I was, you know, like 20 years old, I was all part of the streets. Well, not drug streets, but hanging out all the time. You know, I was in the Black Hole, the motherfucking Panorama Room, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? The hood spots and shit with go-go bands.
Yes, sir.
Shit. Yeah. You know, I went to all that stuff. I remember Gangster Chronicles, the A-Team, nigga. Come on, man. I remember all that being growing around that shit.
The chapter
and shit.
Chapter 13.
The chapter had to change the name every time a nigga got shot.
Yeah, my bad. The chapter 1, the chapter 2, and the chapter 3.
Right. Every murder out front of that motherfucker, they had to change the name. Like, no, it ain't like the chapter 2 no more. It's the chapter 3. It's safer now. Oh, nigga, they only did is change the sign, motherfucker.
Right.
Mirage now. It's cool now.
The Mirage. When I came around, it was the Mirage.
The Mirage. Okay, I came to the chapter day. When you left Haynes Point and you came to the chapter. Okay, that's
sir.
Yeah. So I was around that street area, street dudes and shit. And one night I was hanging out with my boys, and you know, we went to McDonald's. I was coming out of McDonald's, went past a little drive-through area where the cars come on. The car almost hit us. And, you know, you with your boys, you like, what's up, man? What the fuck's wrong with y'all? And there was some Jamaicans, and where I grew up at. In that area, there wasn't no really Jamaicans back in the days. The only Jamaicans were around, you know, Adams Morgan and shit. There wasn't no really Jamaicans wasn't really busted up in the hood. This is, you know, mid '80s, late '80s and stuff. And they were just creeping in because of the, you know, the drug trade.
Right.
And I found out that no two Jamaican gangs could be in the same city. So, you know, like Capitol Heights, if they both dealing drugs, they're gonna kill one. I'm reading the Shower Posse book. They were saying only one can be in that situation, that city. If not, you move your ass somewhere else, or we're gonna kill you out. That's how the Jamaicans did. They wanted to rule. So I'm growing up around Forestville at the time, Capitol Heights, Forestville area. And one night, like I said, at night we were walking out, car came, almost hit us. So we started saying, "What's up?" They pulled over out the little drive-through into the parking lot. It's on Central Avenue. For those who don't know what it's at, Central Avenue, right there. And another car behind them was with them too. They came out, so they was talking all kind of shit. Jamaicans, you know, Bombo Cloud, what you want? We was like, fuck that. We threw our hands up. One thing we gonna, you know, square up. Because one thing about DC niggas, we love to put them hands up, okay? Before the guns and shit, trust me, in the 80s and the 70s, 80s and 90s, early 90s, niggas was with them fists. You know,
now hold on. Let me stop you for a second. This is what, 86, 87, what?
87, October 4th, 1987. Nigga, I remember that day now, bro. Okay, 8:30 p.m. 8:35 p.m. Okay,
so that's how I remember my baby's birthday.
Okay, so you know, they didn't want to fight, and the 2 cars left, but 3 of them stayed by and acted like they wanted to fight. Kept putting their hands up, like they wanted to fight. And we my boys like, man, yeah, but they was backing up in the parking lot, backing up. This brother was in a Fiero. Remember Fiero and shit?
Of course.
A little red Fiero. He came out. Yeah. Come on, black man, don't fight, man. Brothers, man, come on, brothers. Just give us peace. You know, he's about 36 years old. He's an old nigga, old head. Yeah. Like, get your old ass the fuck out of here, old man. Come on, nigga, like, you know, do the right thing or some shit. Come on, brother. Have peace of mind, man. fuck out of here, nigga. Get out. We about to swap with these niggas here, these Jamaicans and shit. and then all of a sudden, I kept getting in the car. One of them kept trying to open the door. I looked over my shoulder. I saw some guys come running over. Yeah. Coming across the street from Central Avenue. They were over on the other side by Hampton Mall and shit. Came running over. And all of a sudden, we were in between cars. You know, we all had parked at park. And a dude said, yo, Bun, burn him, man, burn him. I remember saying, burn him. And I'm not hip with the Jamaican shit at the time. And all of a sudden I hear, pap, pap. And it sounded like a starter pistol. Because, the only guns I've heard at that point were guns in movies. You know,
right.
Pow, boom. But a real gun, pap, 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 you know what I'm saying? I thought the nigga had a starter pistol. I wondered what the fuck he had a starter pistol out this bitch for. And all of a sudden when my boys got here, he said, shit, we was in between two cars because we were parked. He said, oh shit. And niggas started running anyway. When that fear hit you, nigga, all that friendship, all that
AP, it was like roaches when the lights come on.
Come on, man. Come on.
All that tough shit go out the window.
All that motherfucking shit from Boys in the Hood, all that holding niggas down, man, fuck that. When that gat come out, niggas start to scat, nigga, okay? That's how it is. We started pushing and running, and look, I'm running toward the nigga in the Fiero. The nigga in the Fiero had ducked down in his car. That nigga went from a regular Fiero to a low rider. I can see it, but I was running towards him. The nigga hit me in the leg. I did one of the movie rolls. I jumped over his car, because it's a little small car Fiero. I rolled over the hood and shit. That nigga, I got up, I'm starting to limp and running and shit. The nigga shot me in my hand. My hand popped up. I saw that meat and shit. I was like, oh shit. Because you can't believe what's happened to you.
Right.
I'm running around the side of the McDonald's, and there was some woods right there, kind of like some back then they used to have some woods right there on Bright Sea Road.
Now hold on, you remember that it used to be on Central Avenue. You remember that outdoor movie theater? It used to be an outdoor.
No, nigga, that's a porno spot, nigga. Come on, player. You know.
Exactly. You took the other way.
I've been in those hills before. Then them
okay.
She don't know about that. They used to have
that's way
okay.
I'm not there.
And look, they had a hill right next to Central Avenue, which is a major thorough street.
Right.
Big ass, about maybe 30 yards up. Okay. Right. They had little bushes and shit, and across, if you sat there, you could look across to the movie theater. The big drive-through.
There you go, the outside drive-through. Yep.
Right. But it started with porno first. So if you driving down Central Avenue, you see a number of niggas popping all up, bottles of beer and shit all up. It looked like a Vietnam Army scene. And they got grass and shit all that, looking at shit. And me and my niggas walked in my neighborhood all the way down, like a 30-minute walk, but it was worth it. We wasn't but 13, 14, 15 years old in summertime. It is what it is. But but not there. Down the street from there. More going to 495, the freeway.
I know exactly what you're talking about. When you said the old porno joint, I'm like, man, I remember that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I started running and shit, and my boy, he was hiding in the woods. He came and picked me up, my boy Daryl. He tried to walk me across Central Avenue. We fell in the middle of the medium and shit, cars going back and forth. And I remember he brought me back over. I guess the guys that ran and shit, shot and ran. I don't know. I ran and I didn't get a chance to get no motherfucking ID. And niggas be like, who shot you? No, we didn't have a time for a conversation of where you from, where you live at and shit. We just start running and shit. And so I remember one thing was kind of crazy. I was starting to cry because I thought when you get shot, you die. I thought you automatically die and shit. When I heard niggas got shot, they died. I know nobody lived and got shot. Yeah. So I started crying and shit. I'm keeping 100. I was like, oh my God, like shit. I got shot 3 times now. My leg, my hand, my leg, my back and shit. And I remember this young paramedic came pick me up. I was in the bed. I was in there, and I had some Nikes on. I had some. I'm gonna tell you for a reason. I'm gonna say this. Not Nikes. New Balance. We DC New Balance. So $9.95. It was $105. They were gray with burgundy. With gray tint. Gray on them. And it was $105 back in 1987. I
got a pair of those. I got the red, green, and yellow ones, and I got the burgundy and white ones.
Okay. Well, that's the burgundy and gray ones. So the cop comes against. The paramedic. I'm in there. I said, man, am I going to die? He's like, nah, man, you going to be all right. This is another. He probably about 26 years old. He wasn't all professional. He's like, nah, nigga, you going to be all right. I'm like, God damn. I'm in the paramedic unit like that. So we get to the hospital. Blase, the operation. I remember I got to the hospital. I was like, hey, because they take your shit from you, your jewelry, whatever you have and shit.
Right. I
said, man, you got to come up off that Nike. That last New Balance, baby. I had to go find a New Balance and shit, nigga. That was $55 the niggas had on me. I said, no, sir. I scrubbed the blood off the motherfucker. I squirted them bitches the next time I could walk again. But I got that motherfucking them New Balance back. You trust me, believe that shit.
Yes, sir.
Like, you can leave it now. I can't leave without that damn New Balance, okay? I need that left foot, nigga, okay? I need that left foot, homie.
Hey, hold up, man. We gotta let people know, cause Jim Jones, man, he got on Twitter and talk about New York dudes been wearing New Balances, man, since the 80s, man. And I got a brother right here who remember, you, like I said, man, 1987, you had a pair of 995s on, man. So for the record,
right.
We've been wearing New Balances before anybody, man. So that's for Jim Jones right there.
Well, tell Jim, first of all, I'm going to tell you, New Balance came from Boston, as you know, Boston Marathon. That's where they came from, believe it or not. They came from Boston. But we started sporting them in a bigger way. Maybe they trickled down to New York. A couple white boys wore New Balance, but niggas was not rocking New Balance in New York on a major platform.
That's all I'm talking. That's all I want to hear.
To this day now, I can see a nigga 65 years old cutting grass with some New Balance, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, New Balance is what DC rocks, you know, it's the official DC boot. You know, I'll give New York the Timberland boot. Okay,
that's it, exactly. I give them that.
But we gonna keep that New Balance rock.
That's exactly. Yeah.
Timberland boots before.
Now I had to set the record straight. I had to set the record straight. I had to second because I got on me and a couple of brothers, man. We was going back and forth with Jim Jones, man. And he talk about, I don't care what y'all DC dudes think. We've been wearing Nike ACG boots and New Balances before DC. I said, man, stop it, man. Stop.
Well, that's what you buy the babies for the baby shower here.
Well, I'll say this
with a pair of New Balance.
What I will give Jim Jones credit for is wearing cornrows that look like they've been done two months ago, nigga. Look like he brushed the motherfuckers when he got them done. Like, as soon as he got his cornrows done, he just took a motherfucking steel brush and brushed them bitches, okay? Now, he get that. Now, you can say you rock that motherfucker, Jim Jones, the motherfucker, the nappy cornrows. I don't know where they came from, but you represent them well.
Nah, no doubt, man. So, look, man, I'll tell you, this brother, I'm telling you, man, he consistent with it, man. He gonna keep it going all night, man. So look, I gotta stop for a second, man, because we want to know, like, when did the comedy bug hit you, man? Because it seemed like, just seeing you, man, it seemed like it comes so natural, man. But when did it actually hit you and you realize, like, man, you know what? This is something that I can do for a living. This is something that, not only am I good at it, but I can make a career off this shit. When did that shit, when did it hit you?
I was always funny. I always put on little shows for my family, but to know that it can be taken to another level was me seeing Eddie Murphy. When Eddie Murphy hit the screen in the early 80s and stuff, I was like, damn, when I saw Delirious, and he had the red outfit on, I said, you know what? I want to do that. I didn't have an act at the time. I was a good joner. Like I said, I could joan your ass out in school. I was a killer with that. But joning and stand-up comedy is two different things.
Different things.
So I was never afraid of an audience because I joned all the time. We used to have a cipher in the morning time before class started and shit. And we used to have a hallway that came down and it broke off into a T. And I used to sit in the middle of that hallway, by that T, by the heater with some dudes, and I would eat niggas up all day long coming. They never got to a point where niggas would go outside the building, come around to their classes. They did not want to go down that T. Because I had a class with a couple of niggas like, I thought you wasn't, I didn't think they was coming to class. They're like, nigga, I ain't walking down there with y'all niggas talking about my shit. I was head to toe murdering niggas and shit. Oh yeah, it was fucked up with me coming around my way. So, but I had shit they want to talk about too, so they snapped on me too. On me too. But with Eddie Murphy, I said, okay, I want to do that. And I was in high school, and I think it was 11th grade. I think it was 11th or 12th grade. I saw open mic, and I saw the weekend newspaper. I opened it up in the show. They had open mic night on Thursday. This was a Friday, unfortunately. It was on a Friday, not unfortunately. And I said, let me go to the comedy club and see. It was on K Street called the Comedy Cafe. And I went down. I saw a comedian named Kevin Lee. For y'all know him, Def Jam. He had knives, African shit, flips all kind of shit on stage. He was the feature act. There's normally three people in the comedy club: opening, a feature, and then the headliner. He was the feature act. I remember sitting down. I said, "Yo, man," between sets, and he was black. The other two were white, so I'm gonna go gravitate toward him to talk to him about it. And I said, "Yo, how do I get into this? How do I do comedy?" And he said, what did that nigga say to me? He said, go home and write 5 minutes to come back on open mic night, which was Thursday. And I remember leaving, driving, thinking, what's 5 minutes to comedy? I don't know, 5 minutes to joning, nigga? Like, I don't know how to do comedy. That's not really funny. I know I want to do it. And a guy named Rodney Dangerfield, comedian, and a guy named Stephen Wright had albums out at the time.
Rodney Dangerfield, man.
Yeah, and a guy Stephen Wright. Stephen Wright, for some of y'all who may know Chappelle, in that movie, what's the one, that smoking movie he had?
Half Baked.
Half Baked. The guy that laid on the couch all the time.
Yeah.
That's Stephen. He a legendary comic and shit. He talked real deadpan. Well, I listened to their albums, which I don't what do you call what's what I'm looking
recommend?
For? I don't recommend for young comics to do. Still material. Don't do that. But again, I was young at the time and I didn't know. So I took their jokes and made them urbanized. I turned them, I flipped them, made them urban. And I went back on that Thursday and had like 6 or 8 jokes of theirs and shit, mixed up and stuff. And went on stage and told them in my way. And when I got off stage, everybody was like, "Damn, you funny as fuck, man. You funny." I was like, "Well, that's what I do, nigga." And I was like, "Shit, this is what it is."
Hey, man, they're your jokes now, shit.
Oh, well, exactly. Fuck it. You got to have some, get on stage and do something. I can't go on stage and start snapping on everybody and shit.
Right.
White folks, kick me out the club. Yeah. So I did that for a couple of weeks. And one day, what happens on the back in the days, at 6 o'clock, you have a sign up and you pull your name and see what number you're going on for the 9 o'clock open mic night show. And back then it was heavy. 30 comics would show up. 35 comics would show up. We all got 5 minutes. And then you run home or do what you got to do from 6 to 9. I would run back home to Maryland, where I lived in Maryland, because it was in DC. Okay. Run back to Maryland, change my clothes, shower, whatever I do, and come back and do my spot, whatever my spot was. And I had an early spot this particular time. I'm coming back and a cop pulled me over. And I don't remember if I got a ticket. I might have got a ticket or not. I think I got a ticket. And I remember when I was running in there, it delayed me. I'm running late anyway. And I get there, and the person was like, MC, like, "Yo, you next, man. Come on, you next." Like, "Oh, shit. And he said, "All right." And he went up on, and I was like, "All right, I'm trying to get my little notes together. I'm thinking my head's all fucked, but you got a ticket. I'm pissed off." I get on stage, and I start talking about getting the ticket first. And people started laughing. I was like, "Man, fuck that ticket, blah, blah, blah." And this bullshit. I'm like, hold on, they laughing at what just happened. Like, I can talk about that kind of stuff, And that was the first time I realized I could be funny in my own life, instead of taking the other jokes. And I started taking the jokes out of theirs, the 8, got down to 6, got down to 5. We added my 3 in, and then 3, 4. Before I knew it, within the next 2 months, I had a whole new, my own act, my own material.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Nah, that's dope.
That is dope. So what came after that? Like, how did you make it to the next level?
Martin and Tommy Davidson went to Hollywood. And I was like one of the young guns, because Martin and Tommy were young. The rest of the people back in the days, you got to realize there wasn't that many young comedians. There were mostly grown men doing grown jokes about taxes and family. I'm still telling jokes about doo-doo and farting and shit. I'm a young nigga, so what I know about taxes and kids and shit. And so Martin and Tommy went to Hollywood, and I was like, seeing their success, I said, shit, if they can make it, fuck that, I'm a young nigga too. I'm one of the young cats too. And I went to see them do, I flew out with some friends of mine who knew Tommy better than I did, and one summer, I think in '89, and Martin was working on he was working on House Party, and Tommy was doing In Living Color, the pilot. The pilot is the first episode, for those who don't know what the pilot is. He was shooting the first episode. He invited us to see it at the Fox Studio, and Martin was there in the background, in his room, and Martin was like, "Yo, man, you gotta come out here, man. Fuck living, DC, not fucking like that, but come on out here." I heard him, and then like a year later, I got my stuff together and took out my VCR, my motherfucking microwave, my goddamn DVD player, not DVD, was a VHS player.
Yeah, I was about to say.
My Nissan Pulsar, nigga, packed it up with my tapes and shit, and I was on my way for 4 days, nigga, on cross country, nigga, and all my niggas like, "You'll be back, nigga, you'll be back." Like, nigga, I won't work for the government though, nigga. I would not be in a cubicle, nigga. Fuck that bullshit.
Now let's go back. Let's reel it back. Because again, like you just said, man, growing up here in the Washington D.C. area, most people, they look at it as making it as working for the U.S. government, working for Metro, working for the police department. Like, what was your inspirations when we go back? Because you went to Crossland High School. What was like your inspiration in high school?
For what? Inspirations for what?
As far like career inspirations. I apologize.
No, it's all good. My inspiration, I'm gonna keep it dead ass. First of all, it's not inside of me, okay? No, God bless those who can be in a cubicle. As I say, put me in a casket before you put me in a cubicle. Dead ass with that, okay? It just ain't my thing. Some people need structure in their life. They need that kind of structure and a paycheck every 2 weeks and all that.
No doubt. Talk about it.
So God bless them for who can do that. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't that type of person. And I could see, to be honest with you, I could see the misery and the unhappiness and a lot of people. My mother was a paralegal. She was making $70,000 back in 86, 87, whatever.
That's like the equivalent of like 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, she came home at night and was damn near crying and drank and shit because she hated it, man. Good money, but she hated that, to do. And here, what happens is so many people around us. It's different now. Remember, you got to go back 30 years ago, okay? In late 80s and stuff. Compared to now, people can see Instagram being famous. Everything.
Right.
That, you didn't see that. You saw success.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
Your success is getting a government job. What? I'm a GS6. Oh shit. GS12. Oh shit. GS2. All that was making it at that time, having a regular job, because we didn't see too many people from DC making it into Hollywood. Because this is a government town, you're made and bred to have a job. A government job was the thing of all.
I mean, you got to look at it like my folks. They came from the South, the rural South up here, and all of them pretty much work for the government. Like that was push to come, even if you not from here, wherever you at, move to DC and work for the government or work for Metro or whatever. So you made a great
that's
point.
What it was,
And I don't think it's changed that much either. I still think that that's a thing, that this is the place where you come to work for the government, and that is a big thing here. What clearance do you have?
And I don't know if this relates to any kind of way, but what hurts me about DC, DMV area, what really hurts me is we have such great talent here. Trust me, I've been all over the world. I've been in different cities and shit. We have such great talent, but we will not support the talent here until it leaves and comes back. If you stay here and you funny as hell, they like, oh, I know this nigga, he ain't nobody. You have to leave here and come back, or they will pay for money for another nigga who lives somewhere else to come here.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a 1,000% fact.
So that's the sad part about it. Niggas always want to, we have that macho-ness or that whatever arrogance about, nigga, you ain't nigga, I know you, nigga. Why you ain't, right. You know what I'm saying? And believe it or not, some of these comics will go around the country and people go crazy for them. But as soon as they come back here, it's like, oh, nigga, it's just you and shit. Like, all right. When you leave and don't come back here and support nothing back here, like, oh, that nigga left, he got no love us no more.
Uh-huh.
Nah. And that's why I said, man, it's an honor to have you here on the platform, because I remember being a young kid, 12, 13 years old, seeing you on Def Comedy Jam. And I remember, from 1992 on up, I remember following your career, and I remember seeing the consistency. So it's an honor to have brothers like you, man, who have paved the way for other comedians, man. But again, man, so you're doing comedy, you're doing your thing, man. But I say 1992 was a big year for you. So talk about 1992.
Are you saying the Def Jam situation?
There we go.
Oh yeah. Well, I was living in LA. I was tearing shit up in LA, as far as comedy wise, funny as fuck. And they had taped a couple of comedians already, like 6 shows. What happens is, for those who don't know, they tape some shows, fix them all up, and they start marketing them before it starts off. They don't just tape the same night and they come out the same night. It don't work like that. So they taped like 6 shows, did really well. So they wanted a full season, which was about 13 episodes. So they needed 6 to 7 more episodes. And so they sent a guy named Bob Sumner back out to look for the next brand of people they can, fill the first season up. And a guy named Michael Williams, who owned the Comedy Act Theaters, where Robin Harris, lived as MC in there, told him about me. So he came out to see 3 comics, me, I forgot the other 2 people, William Wilson and someone else that came out. And I rocked it. He said, yo, I got off stage. He said, you're going to do Def Jam. Remember, Def Jam wasn't out, so I wasn't excited. I was just like, all right, cool. I wanted to do the Apollo and shit, because, everybody was talking about the Apollo back in the days and shit. I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm doing Def Jam and shit. And I went there, and I remember going to New York. And New York is a rough, it got a reputation of being a rough city. It really ain't as rough as you think it is. DC niggas can be rougher than motherfucking New York people. Trust me, man. You think New York was rough. DC niggas sit there like, oh, nigga, I can do this. But, from Apollo, it had got a reputation of being a rough place. And so I remember going there. I was excited. Me and D.L. Hughley, Simply Marvelous, Jamal, AJ Jamal. I was just excited, to go there. And I get to New York. It was cold. We filmed in right in Manhattan on a little small theater called Academy Theater. And I remember I was so excited once I got there. What I'm saying? Now, remember, they called me about a month earlier. So I started warming up to it, started hearing more about Def Jam. So by the time I got there, I got excited about it. And it was Nigga, you know the land. For those who don't, you know what a lanyard is? They give you a little thing around the little thing. Shit, I kept that motherfucker with pride, motherfucker. I was walking around this bitch like, hell, fucking yeah, motherfucker, shit, you know. And they gave me $150 per diem. That means it's money for you to snack on and use. Right. Shit, nigga, I had bills, nigga. I think they gave me $150. I came back home with $152, nigga. You know, I mean, grandson, I ain't spending no money, nigga. This my, you know, you look at money like, hell nah, I ain't doing this shit right here. This is my money. Even though they give you no money for the show, you like, this is cash order right here. I'm a nigga from DC. Give me this cash, motherfucker. I ain't spending this bitch. But the check you supposed to be sending me, I got cash. So we go there, and I remember it was cold as shit. Everybody had hoodies and bombers. You know, the people in line, long line in front of it, all the way to the side, down the side of the theater. It was a small theater, maybe 200 people in line waiting to get into the show.
And this is pre-gentrified Harlem.
Oh no! This is what's the name? This is Manhattan. This is right down 42nd Street. Like,
okay, my bad.
But nigga, the line was Harlem, nigga. Okay, so it was straight Harlem. Wasn't no white people in the line. Trust me, nigga. All I saw was Timberland hats, hoodies, motherfucker, you know, a mask on, and then when the bitches, the girls in the motherfucking line. Goddamn Timberland boots on now. I thought he was a dude and shit for a second. You know what I'm saying? So we had a split. So I remember walking past them. I had my little jean outfit on and shit. I didn't even have the motherfucking what do you call this? You carry them with the, you know, the suitcase. There's the thing for the suits and shit.
Yeah.
Cleaners, nigga. Niggas saw what I was wearing, nigga. I had to clear plastic, nigga. And they had to split them, nigga. It was all mean mugging everybody, like looking at everybody all hard and shit.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn, these niggas roughing the line and shit. So I got in there, and that was I did my Def Jam thing. A lot of people don't know. I think we take 4 or 5 comedians every show. 5 comedians. And whoever didn't do the best, they got rid of and shit. So it's pressure, and that's
so they never got the chance to come back on ever again.
Well, I don't come on again, but if you didn't do well, they wasn't gonna air your shit. That's what they told us. Like, nigga, if you don't do well, you know what I'm saying? They might have
I didn't know that.
done another shows, but yeah, if you catch an L, good example, a guy named Butch Burns. He from DC, an old head. He was about 40 at the time. That's old for the Def Jam crowd, 42 years old. He bombed, and then Bernie had to come behind him. That's when Bernie said, I ain't afraid of you motherfuckers. It's because he bombed and he got booed. And so that, but you don't get to see him. They cut his ass off the show. And
that's how it worked. Okay.
He was talking about that moment that had to happen just before Bernie got on stage. For, you know, my man, Butch Burns made his career, Burns' career, because he didn't do well, and they booed Butch Burns from DC. But that's how the story goes.
I never knew that. Yeah. I thought that was part of his act, Bernie Mac, when he come out and say that.
Nah, he was talking about, nigga, I ain't afraid what you just did to that other dude. You ain't about to do that to me.
Right.
And who else? Oh, so that's why I did my act, and I did it kind of quickly. If everybody remembers, I was quick. Like, I talk fast anyway, but I was extra fast. I was like, nigga, you ain't gonna get a chance to boo me, nigga. I'm going to the next joke.
Yeah, I was about to say, your shit was consistent though. Like you, like when you dropped your jokes, man, you went to the other one. Like it seemed like you didn't leave room for it. You didn't leave a lot of room for error.
No, I didn't leave no room for booing.
Right. Okay.
Booing.
Right.
That's what I did. If they didn't like me, so that's what happened. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now you go on, like I said, you go on Def Comedy Jam, and you know what I'm saying, you get this exposure. What was it like, man? Like, you know, going back to LA and then coming back to the area. Did you ever come back? When you came back to the area, what was the love like? Because at that time, man, Def Comedy Jam wasn't what it was, but it had Martin, and it was blowing up really quickly.
Oh no, it was bigger the first 2 years than ever before. You know, it kind of went a little bit down, but it was huge when it first started off. Trust me.
Right.
I remember nightclubs wouldn't, because the show came on at 11 o'clock on Friday. It was off at 11:30. Right. Nightclubs didn't get packed really until after 12, for 2 hours, because people stayed home because you couldn't watch it. It ain't like it is now. You had to watch it that week, or you couldn't see it. It wasn't until next year that they would let you see it on that Thursday.
Right.
The first year you saw it at 11 o'clock. If you ain't see it, too bad. You will hear what people said. Man, you ain't heard so-and-so comedian, so-and-so. So people stayed home until 11:30 when it went off, and then went to the club. That's how popular the show was. But the love, man, it changed instantly, man. People recognized me. I still had a job at the bank. I used to be a bank teller around that time. So I stayed as the bank teller for a while, but kids would come in the line and tripped out that I was working at the bank, couldn't believe it, because they're like, nigga, what you doing here? Nigga, the check wasn't but $800 after taxes. It was $642.38, nigga. I had to get back to work. Y'all talking about, y'all might think,
hold on. Russell Simmons, he was going like that, man.
Well, what you think? It's called scale. Okay, it's like the lowest you can pay. That's what people, not low, but the scale, $800. But think about how many comics he put on. He put on 60, 70 comics. You know, come on, you know, everybody. He ain't gonna give everybody $2,000 or $3,000. You crazy shit?
Yeah.
And you bombing too? And you bomb? Yeah, no.
I mean, you gotta start somewhere. Nah. I get it. Now at this time, you got a manager, right? At this time.
No, I didn't get a manager until later on. 2 years later. No, that's why I didn't go on the Def Jam tour automatically. I went on Def Jam tour in the year 2001. So I wasn't part of that clique. So, you know, everybody could get a manager. It was all right. You know, it was what it was.
Okay. So look, man. I wanna fast forward. We go fast forward. 1996, 97. That's when I realized, man, like the brother Pierre is taking off, man. He's making moves, man. So the first time I seen you in a video was Dr. Dre's Been There, Done That. We gotta talk. Every time I see an interview with you, no one ever talk about the Been There, Done That in video and the It's All About You video. Right. You know, everybody always talk about It's All About You, but a lot of people forget that you was in the Dr. Dre joint. So talk to me about that. How did you get those 2 roles for those 2 videos?
All right,
I'll let D go ahead and ask a question.
Okay, so back in Hollywood, you got into movies. You did one of my favorite movies, Babs. Did you know that, like, doing Babs and How to Be a Player and some of those, did you know that those were going to become the culture classics that they
not at all. In fact, I didn't see Babs. We shot it. I went to the the premiere, and I was hanging out. I didn't really watch it as much. You know, sit there and watch. I was doing other stuff, talking other situations, and years later, kept going by. People kept saying, "Man, I love you, Babs." I was like, because it didn't do well at the box office. Being honest with you, it didn't do well at the box office. And I was thinking, it did well on video. Once it went to video and TV, it went off the chain. But people would tell me how much they loved the movie, and my daughter loves it, my grandmother loves it, my mother. I was like, really? Like, because I'm more of an edgy comic. You know, I like edginess. Like, I'm more the Wayans brother kind of shit. You know, you push the envelope. Hell no. And Babs, you know, I just wasn't thinking like that. But after about maybe 10, 12 years ago, I said, let me sit down and watch this damn, let me watch it and shit. And I sat down and watched it, and then I got it. Then I understood from beginning to end why people liked it so much and shit. So it's, it's a sweet movie, it's a cute movie, and I'm cool with it. Mm-hmm.
And I was a little girl then, and I loved that movie.
I'm glad you did.
You were so cute. I was like, oh, he's so cute. Oh, crush. I was a little girl.
Yeah, it's one of those what you call like cult classics, man.
Yeah.
Real quick,
I call them culture classics because I don't want to be part of the cult, but so I like to call them culture.
Oh Lord have mercy, she part of the woke crew and shit. Okay.
A little bit. I'm gonna
all right. Culture, cult. Okay. I want you to answer. D, you can answer more questions without this nigga having to rub his chin and scratch his nose, all that bullshit. Just go ahead and do you, boo. Okay, just come and start talking. My house ain't that big, nigga, okay?
Oh, man.
Okay,
no,
so go ahead.
Wait.
It's all good. I told you I'm real with it, nigga. I'm real with
it. Well, look, hey, so I want to get into this, man. We want to talk about this cancel culture thing, man. Me and you've been having numerous conversations about this whole cancel culture and how it affect comedians, man. So what's your whole take on it,
I'm glad what Dave is doing. And I hate to say going through, but he's the person one of the only people who could go through this and make it make it what it is, as far as, because he don't have no brand and no sponsorship, and you can't really cancel him. And people are getting tired of it. They're getting tired of whenever a comic says something, you got to jump on them and try to cancel them and shit. It's getting old. I'm not saying to disrespect people, but you can't, every time your little situation, your little group is being talked about, you can't be crying and shit while everyone else is being talked about. You hee and ha and it's all right with them and shit. You know what I'm saying? So either you gonna cancel all the whole comedian from beginning to end with your groups and shit, or let the motherfucker ride out. And I say ride out. I'm part of that. I can't take it. So that's why I think the shock was really pushed over with the Me Too movement, man. You know what I'm saying? It was, he said something to me. He smiled at me too hard. I'm telling you, it's a backfire, ladies. It's going to be a backfire. It's going to be, men run this country. I know it sounds terrible to say this, but you're going to get your ass toe up in here if you do not understand this. I'm just being real. I'm not saying men can be mean and do it.
No, right.
Trust me. I know how this world works.
At
least at my age, until I die. So I tell people, let's chill on all this, man. Let's get back to just having fun. If we're going to talk about something, if you don't like it, turn it off. Don't watch it.
Yeah.
God damn. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna have everything you like and shit, but to cancel it is too much, man. It's just too much.
No doubt.
It seems like now you have to everybody has to have the same opinion. And if your opinion differs even a little bit, you know, somebody's gonna come after you. And where does that leave us?
Right. Now, you know, we him get into it all the time about stuff. My question sometimes is, I just ask, what is your reasoning for thinking like that? And some people say, I just think like that. Oh, okay, nigga, that's what it is. Sometimes I want to know, like, what makes you tick? What makes you think, so I can understand? You know what I'm saying? Even when I'm in a relationship with females, if they do some crazy shit, I'm like, why do you do that? It's not like saying, I hate you for doing it, but I need to understand. So now I know how your mind work around me. So I won't do that. I won't put myself in a position again. But to say, I just do it because I do it. Oh, come on, man. What kind of shit is that? So sometimes I ask. And it's funny, you know, because we have discussions.
Yeah, sometimes we talk weekly conversation,
right.
man.
It's funny how sometimes people will go for A, but won't go for B. Yeah. And A and B are very similar. Very similar.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm supposed to go. I understand now more and more. I didn't understand. Russell Westbrook is a hated individual. A lot of niggas don't like him. So no matter what he does, they're gonna go on his ass. I'm just being real with you. Because if someone else pulls that same thing out, people might turn around and say, well, yeah, that's my nigga. So I ain't gonna really hate on him. But if you don't like somebody, if someone's not liked, their ass is gonna catch the L from other niggas. It's not really about what they doing. It's just, I don't like you as a person. Right. I don't rock with you. So anything you do, I'm not gonna fuck with. Oh, you with a white woman? You a devil ass nigga, you bitch ass nigga. If a nigga you like with a white woman, like, oh, I nigga, I see that. Get your whole shit, my nigga. You know, most white women, no, it's different. She a white woman that's from like Italy. He was a white woman from Montana. Oh my God. Okay, you want to say that then? It's because you don't like the other nigga. That's all. Just say that.
Nah, my take was, you know, with this whole cancel culture is you know, like I said, you know, it's opening Pandora's box. Like me and UP, we have talked about this shit numerous times. I just feel like, you know, as far as as long as we continue to be this sensitive to different types of comedy, you know, I feel like we're handicapping our legends such as yourself. And if we had this type of outrage as far as comedy 20, 30 years ago, we don't get the Eddie Murphys, we don't get the Richard Pryors, we don't get the Rodney Dangerfields. So
Bernie Max.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's saddening. If I mean this, and I mean this honest. Well, I believe I mean this honestly. I really think if I can stay at this level right here, which I, you know, have a home, a nice car, I travel, I got good friends, I'm still doing what I love to do, without having to sell my soul for not doing something I don't want to do for more money, I would stay here. And I mean, I'm at the age I'm at.
Say that again, because a lot of people think, you know, for you to join, you know, especially brothers, they think for once you become, you know, part of Hollywood, you got to sell your soul. So say that again, man. Let the people know you haven't sold your soul.
No, not at all. And that's that's like a low hanging fruit. You know, you do something that they don't like, and you in Hollywood. Oh, you a Hollywood nigga. First of all, I ain't been living in Hollywood for 13 years. So I'm the Hollywood nigga. I'm the one left Hollywood, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I live in Maryland right now. Motherfucking DC, a black fucking city, damn it. You know what used to be a black city. But you get what I'm saying? But that's a low hanging fruit. As soon as someone's in Hollywood, you have to sell your soul. No, there's some real niggas in Hollywood, but there's a lot of fugaziness of it because people are trying so hard to make it there. And it's pick me, please. And someone will do some shit you know, you'd be surprised. But back to what I'm saying is, I'm cool at the level I'm at right now to be who I am. I enjoy doing this. I can speak my mind. If I don't like something, I'm going to say it. How you going to cancel me? What you going to cancel? I ain't sponsored by nobody and shit. I'm scared to be canceled. So it's a blessing because some comics, when they get bigger, like i.e. Kevin Hart, when something happened to his ass, he about to get his sponsor be pulled. That's why he apologizes and shit a lot of times. And I'm sorry, I don't want to do that. Nick Cannon, I'm sorry. I understand that. They making millions and them strings are holding them niggas and just, hey, you know what I'm saying? They're not suckers and punks. It's a business. They got people to feed. They get to a certain level, they got 100 people to feed and shit, okay? And we might sit home eating barbecue, working at motherfucking FedEx, loading box parts. Nigga, I would do that bullshit. Fuck them crackers, nigga. Okay, nigga, I hear you, nigga. You making $13 an hour, nigga, barely making it in this world and shit. You ain't supporting nobody. Even your baby mama waiting for her check and shit from your monkey ass. But this nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Wait for that stimulus.
What a nigga, sucker ass nigga, cause I would do this shit. Fuck out of here, clown. You ain't nowhere near it. Get to a level near that, and then let me hear you say the shit.
Nah, that's a fact. And this is where a lot of when we have these conversations, it be kind of hard for me to push too hard on what you're saying because a lot of people that have these conversations, they never been in your situation or they haven't they can't even fathom the you know, the places that you have been as far as your career, the rooms that you have been in. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I feel like we got to be logical. We got to, you know, we got to step back and put ourselves in these situations and stop, you know, being so emotional, being emotionally attached to these situations, and think about it, you know, realistically. So I want to move on real quick before we get up out of here. You know, talk about, you know, your new platform, man. You got Pierre's Panic Room, and you got you're part of the Comedy Hype, man. How did that whole thing come about?
Well, Comedy Hype wanted to do an interview with me one time, so they called me up. Well, they did one years ago. It was something else, but they came around. They wanted to do an interview with me, and they loved the way I speak. Like I'm talking to you. You know, I keep it 100. They're like, damn. You know, out of a lot of interviews we've done, people don't come out like you do. You know, you just being real with the shit.
Right.
And they said, we have another show with these two young ladies we have. Could you sit there with them and, you know, talk to them? And I went in there and twisted the whole situation around and shit. It was, you know, it got to the comments were coming in like, this nigga killed them girls, blah, blah, blah. Right. You know, I'm not trying to be proud of that, but it was what it was, you know, right. How I am. And they said, you know, we have about a couple of weeks later, a month later, they called me up. They said, hey, we have a show like ESPN First Take we want to do. And we want you to be the lead guy. We want you to be the Stephen A. Smith. We love how you talk. We want to build a show around you, get other people around, see how you know, any comics you want to work with or don't want to work with, blase, blase. They gave me a list of their comics. I gave them a list of my comics. And then we came together and, you know, it came to that. And they saw me. So from then, I kept hearing people say, P, man, you need a podcast. You need a podcast. This is years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. You need a podcast. You need a podcast. I was like, I hear you. It's a lot of work. You know, I always try to do stuff number one. You see my podcast. You should do it. Looks and stuff. I want to make it shit number one, you know. And
it's getting there, brother. Yeah, I'm telling you. It's getting there, brother. I don't realize what you I mean, the standard, man, that you are setting right now, man. You killing it, brother.
I appreciate that. I try to do that. And so they I did my own part of the deal I had with them. I said, let me use one of your other rooms that they do podcasts in. So for a year, I put my whole show together myself. And the owner of Comedy Hype, you know, he was there all the time. He's like, damn, dude, you know, you do this all, you're a one-man wrecking crew. You know, you got all this happening, this shit, camera crew and all lighting and music and DJs, all that. Yeah. He said, man, I want to get in business with you, man. You know, besides Comedy Hype News, let's do this. So we came and, you know, got the studio together. We took him to a bigger room and stuff like that. And, you know, they helped me kind of, you know, after I shoot it, I produce it myself, but after we shoot it, you know, editing it, not editing, but to put it out there, you know, and they gave me another little platform called Put It in the Comments. So I have my own little section that I do. And if you watch Comedy Hype News, outside of that with Comedy Hype, I have my own section that's called Put It in the Comments, where I kind of talk about what's crazy. Like Charlemagne the God has the donkey today. Right. I got my own where I riff on something funny or whatever. So Comedy Hype likes to be in business with me as I like to be in business with them, man. They're young, they're hungry. I listen to them, they listen to me. It's a great merger because I legitimized their company from having a vet talk about stuff opposed to young comics on the show talking about shit, you know, that they actually had a vet on there. Like, damn, we respect Pierre. He's been around. We've seen him. This show must be a little more legit. So, you know, and that's how they knew that. And they respect me. And so, you know, I ain't going nowhere. So all them comments, y'all can keep on, put them in the comments, motherfucker.
Yeah, I love the reinvention. I love the reinvention of Pierre, man. I know you probably thinking, man, I ain't been nowhere, but and you know, outside looking in, man, it just, you know, it seemed like you reinvented yourself, brother. You know?
Mm-hmm. Well, I embrace social media. A lot of my niggas my age don't embrace social media. You know, they get away from it and stuff. I've always been a creator. I did for those fans, if you go to YouTube now and put in Dating Pierre, I have a 7-episode Dating Pierre show. People love it. It's about, you know, my life dating different girls in Atlanta and shit. It's not a reality show, it's a scripted show. It's kind of like Curb Your Enthusiasm.
We gonna have to have you back. I want to talk about that. I got that as one of my questions. We want to get into.
Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. But so I got a couple things in the fire. I got my book. For those of y'all, look, my book.
Yeah, you wrote a book back in 2012. Talk about that. Like, what inspired you to write my 100 homies? Yeah.
Hollywood. You know, it's a 280-page book.
That?
Well, actually, I had broke my leg playing football with the comedians, and I was laying there. You know, I was like, I got to do something, man. Shit. So I said, a lot of people would always ask me, how was it working with Halle Berry? How was it working with so-and-so, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Tupac, and all that kind of stuff? And so like you're doing now, I said, you know what? Let me write down 50 of the people I know, and you know, that I know, maybe talk about. So I wrote 50 people. I said, man, let me get some more. More kept coming in my head, so it came up to 100. I said, well, let me just write, 1 or 2, 3 pages per person, the story of how I met that person, and put it in a book. And I had pictures from back, from the encounters and stuff. And so before I know it, boom, my 100 Homie Phonies came out. Beautiful book, beautiful background. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I always do shit.
Yeah, man. Everything you do, hey, I gotta give it to you, man. Whatever you do, man, it's 5-star, man. Yeah, I gotta give it to you, brother.
Now, I appreciate it. It's on Amazon too for those who want to get on Amazon. But yeah, man. So that's it. So I do that. Mm-hmm.
No doubt. You got anything you want to ask, D?
No, you gotta do this first, nigga. Come on, give me this.
No, I think we covered it all. I think we covered it all.
Well, I just want to say one thing before we get up out of here, brother. Just give me what's one of your most memorable moments, man, of your career. When you think back the 30 plus years that you've been in the game, give me maybe 1 or 2 most memorable moments. I know it's hard to just narrow it down to just one.
Well, shit, yes, a lot. Filming Baps with Halle Berry, being on the set with her, she was a star, a big star. I'd never been around somebody that big, intimate, in a movie situation.
A lot of people don't know you played her boyfriend.
Oh yeah, Halle in that movie, yeah. And Robert Townsend, put me in, gave me the role. But meeting her was like, man, she was flawless, beautiful, no bumps, nothing, nigga. I'm telling you, flawless, like plastic and shit. Damn and shit, And a lot of people don't know this, but that kiss in Halle Berry with that movie was a. We're supposed to the scene was kind of supposed to be like we see each other. The old man's in the hospital, and then we dancing, and then go back to the old man in the hospital, and go back, kissing, and then we go back to the hospital, and come back, whatever. Well, we run out of time, so Robert was like, "Yo, man, forget the kissing part, just dance with her and shit like that." And nigga, fuck you, nigga. Robert got the game fucked up, nigga, okay? So that's why when I kissed her, if you see it, I grabbed the back of her head because I didn't know she was going to pull back, like, hold up, nigga. And he said no kissing. But Halle was into it, and she gave me that kiss. It was the only kiss we did in that whole movie. Because, some movies you do takes and takes and takes.
Yeah.
One kiss, and that was authentic and boom. So that moment there was great. Yeah. And probably, honestly, I know this is going to sound weird. I did a movie called For the Love of Money.
That's a classic.
Yeah,
I had that on DVD. That's a classic. Come on, man.
All right. Well, when I did the last shot of it, because I used my own money, put together, it's my first time ever doing that myself. And I remember when I finished shooting it, the last take, got all the shots and everything. I walked away. I was in the neighborhood. I was walking down the street, and my assistants came running after me. Thought I was, mad or something like that. They said, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And it was like, I did it, man. I did it. I made a movie, man. In 14 days, I made a fucking movie, man. A legitimate movie. That's very hard to do, y'all. I don't know if y'all know. There's producers and big movies, arguing and leaving and shit, and insurance and cancellation, all that kind of shit. Mm-hmm. Location to do a a movie you can sit down for an hour and a half and watch it. Bam, man. When I walked away from that, that's probably my biggest accomplishment. I was so proud of myself. Boom. Now I've done stuff since then, more movies and other stuff. Of course. That was my first one. So that was
no doubt. Mm-hmm. No doubt. Well, P, man, it's been an honor having you on here, brother.
Appreciate it.
I would love to have a part 2, sometime in the near future, maybe the top of 2022. Okay. But I'm gonna let you go ahead. I know you got a show to go ahead and knock out, man. But again, man, it's been an honor and it's a pleasure. And this interview has been everything that I thought it was gonna be and more, brother. I gotta say that.
I appreciate it. Let everybody know they can hit me on my IG or whatever.
Let them know. No, you let them. You let the people know. Let them know where they can find you at on YouTube and social media.
Yeah. Well, now when is this going out? I'm
about to drop this in next week.
Oh, next week. Okay. I don't know where I'll be the week after.
P, your audio went out.
Pierre. I know it's your audience, so I gotta spell it because you niggas don't have to spell COMIC.
No, P, your audio went out. Can you go back like 20 seconds? Your audio went out.
Okay, someone was calling me. Yeah. So check me out on all my social medias. It's at Comic Pierre. Since it's your audience, let me spell it, nigga, because you niggas don't know how to spell it. COMIC PIERRE. Damn it, I don't give a damn what y'all want to say in the comments, nigga, okay? My name is spelled Pierre, nigga. 3 R's and shit. So Comic Pierre on all social media. Hey, man, I love it. D, it's my first time meeting you. It's a pleasure meeting you. I love your smile.
No doubt. Yeah. Well, thank you, brother, man. I'm going to let you knock out this show. And I'm about to tune in. I'm about to check it out my damn self.
All right, there it is, man. Thanks a lot,
all right, man. Take care, brother. All right.